Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the best ramming vehicles in Grand Theft Auto 5 Online and asking, what is the best? So in front of you, I've gotten a little bit of help from a friend, and we have a bunch of ramming vehicles. So starting off, we have the Ramp Buggy, then the Duco Death, the Future Shock Bruiser, the Future Shock Sasquatch, we got the Half Track, an Insurgent Pickup Custom, the Phantom Wedge, the Vapid Speedo Custom, the Scarab, that's right, I always forget this vehicle's name, and then finally we have the Rhino Tank. Make your bets in the comments, what is going to be the best of the ramming vehicles? I really wanted to have a diverse group of cars and, I guess, tanks, whatever you want to call it, just ramming vehicles in general, that I think would really get every single category done. Now, there's a couple vehicles that I may have left out, so let me know in the comments down below if you think I did miss anything, but to the general idea, I think all those are going to be about the best at ramming I could come up with. So, in front of us over here is different rows of vehicles. We're starting off with armored limos. I think that'll be pretty good. And then past the limos, we have Insurgent pickups. And then finally, we have the Rhino Tank. I feel like any vehicle that's going to get past the Rhino Tank is going to earn itself a pretty good slot in the ramming capabilities. So, anything that makes it past all three, I'm going to call pretty dang good. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I actually want to start off on this side with the Rhino. I'm pretty sure the Ramp Buggy is actually going to be able to move everything out of the way. I mean, it's the Ramp Buggy after all. The Rhino, I'm not too sure. This was one of the vehicles that I was 50-50 on putting in the list, down to the very simple fact that, well, it's not really a ramming vehicle. Like, sure, it'll probably move the Insurgent out of the way, it'll probably move the Limo out of the way, and it might move the tank, but I can't imagine it's going to do it very efficiently. Now, unfortunately, you'll notice the cars are kind of placed in weird spots, but either way, I mean, it's a tank, so we can just, you know, do that. Then we got the Insurgent, which as well, we can just completely drive over. Oh my, oh, no, we're a little stuck on it, but we did manage to get over the Insurgent. And then finally, we have the Rhino Tank. Here we go, and, yeah, that's about what I expected. The problem is the Rhino Tank, oh my god. I mean, you can push the Rhino Tank with the Rhino, it's just too heavy because it's tank on tank. And, well, as you can see, it's just, yeah. So, I'm going to give the Rhino a 2 out of 3. It didn't do a bad job by any means, but it also didn't do the best. It did not get past the Rhino. Up next, we have another tank, this one being the arena vehicle, the Future Shock Scarab. Now, it doesn't matter which of the variants you buy. If you buy the Future Shock, the Apocalypse, or the Nightmare, they're all going to have the same plows on the front. Now, the reason I think that this vehicle might actually do a little bit better than the Rhino is down to the very simple fact that this has a super speed boost, so very easily pushes the Limo out of the way, very easily pushes the Insurgent. Can it move the Rhino Tank? And, oh, well, you know what? I'll give it credit. It did a better job than the Rhino. It was actually able to move the Insurgent, but it seems like the, yeah, it seems like the Rhino Tank is a little bit too much for it to handle, and it actually, it's stuck. I was actually kind of hoping the Scarab would do a good job because it's a bit faster than the Rhino, and it also has a plow in the front, which I had a lot of confidence instilled in. Unfortunately, well, it wasn't the case. Now, I'm going to be real. The Vapid Speedo Custom is an absolutely trash vehicle. The reason I put it here is because it looks like it's good at ramming, but, yeah, let's be real. This is probably the worst ramming car in the game. I mean, I doubt we're even going to get past the Limo, and yeah, it's just so useless. I'm not even going to bother with the Insurgent. I mean, I just don't know why Rockstar didn't make the plow actually work on the Speedo. It's so irritating. Next up, we have a vehicle that will 100% get past everything. This is the Phantom Wedge. We all know the Phantom Wedge for just being a giant frickin' semi-truck with a plow. And yeah, I mean, if this doesn't get past the Rhino Tank, I will be seriously impressed. So here we go. Past the first Limo, goodbye, past the Insurgent, and, yeah, right past the... You know what? You know what? Wait a sec. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give it half a point. I'm gonna give the Phantom Wedge 2.5 points. I really expected it to just ram straight through the Rhino Tank and not really have any problem, but it actually didn't get really past it. It took a while, a lot longer than I thought. So far, the best vehicle we have used is the Phantom Wedge, which honestly was pretty expected. I mean, the Phantom Wedge, when it comes to 90% of things, is easily going to push them out of the way. The Insurgent Pickup Custom, I put it in because it is a pretty good ramming vehicle, but I don't see it coming anywhere close to the competition. Let's start off with the Armored Limo, full speed, and, I mean, it was able to push the limo out of the way, and yeah, I mean, I'm ramming the same vehicle. Sure, it's not a custom version, but it doesn't really matter. The Insurgent Pickup Custom is not going to push the tank out of the way. In fact, it didn't even get past the Insurgent, which actually got me a little disappointed. I thought he was going to do a bit better than that. So, yeah, only 1 point for the Insurgent Pickup Custom. That kind of sucks. Now we have the half-track. Now, I have a lot of hopes for the half-track. I don't think it's going to get past the Rhino Tank, but I think that it's going to have a pretty darn easy job getting past the Limo and as well the Insurgents. But I guess we're going to find out. The problem with the half-track is it's not very fast. It's obviously one of the slowest of all the vehicles, but here we go. Into the Limo, and yeah, I mean, it pushed the Limo out of the way pretty easily. Now we got the Insurgent, and you know what? I don't really even know if that counts as getting past the Insurgent. Let's try one more time. I'm just gonna push it, and yeah, you know what? No, I'm not giving it the point. I mean, it really just nah. I actually expected the half-track to get past the Insurgent and at least make it to the Rhino Tank, but let's be real. Yeah, literally doesn't even budge. That is hilarious. Now, the Scarab actually had some promise. It slightly moved the tank, the Rhino, which means I have hope for the Sasquatch, and I also have hope for the Bruiser. I think the Sasquatch has a bit more hope than the Bruiser, personally, but here we go. We're going to use Speed Boost as well, which gives this vehicle an amazing top speed of 120 miles per hour. So here we go. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't mean to crash into that Insurgent, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it still... Let's just push this one here. I'm pretty sure it would move it out of the way. And, yeah. Okay, so let's test it. The Rhino Tank. Doesn't really matter which one we drive into at this point. Speed and... Oh, you know what? That wasn't bad. I'm going to give it another half point. I think the Phantom Wedge and the Sasquatch did pretty similar. The Sasquatch had a lot more force and bite to its initial push, but it didn't actually get past the Rhino Tank, which means in total, yeah, it's just not as good. It does push the half-track pretty easily, though, I'll give it that. So now we have the Bruiser. Now, the Bruiser, I'm actually thinking is going to do worse than the Sasquatch. It's a little bit longer, and that might give it more pushing power because maybe it weighs more, but I just don't see it doing a better job. So let's cut down to maybe some of the limos at the end here. I've kind of messed up this whole list. So let's try this one here. This will be a good limo. Full speed, and yeah, very easily. And we get past the Insurgent, and... all right. Let me give it one more run-up. So let me back up here, because I gave the Sasquatch one run-up. I think it's only fair. So let's try this again. Full speed, use the speed boost, and... Oh, no, yeah, that's about what I expected. It's just... And we're actually stuck. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, but... Oh, no, we got off. But yeah, in all in all, the Bruiser wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all, but it's just not... It's not as heavy as the Sasquatch, and its plow doesn't seem to be the best. This is the best plow for the Bruiser, so I was kind of hoping it would do a good job, but yeah, unfortunate. So we got two vehicles left, the Duco Death and as well the Ramp Buggy. Now, I'm pretty sure the Duco Death isn't going to get it very far. The problem with the Duco Death is that it's just, well... It's not very heavy. I mean, it's good at pushing vehicles out of the way. I'm pretty sure we'll move this limo quite easily. Let's just smash into it. There you go. Not bad. And, yeah, just kind of what I expected. It's just not heavy enough to push the Insurgent out of the way. To be fair, it did about the same as the half-track, and for a vehicle that's not even a tank, it did a pretty decent job, but, yeah, the Duco Death really just doesn't stand up compared to these other vehicles. Okay, the final vehicle, the only one that I believe will be able to get through all of these with no problems whatsoever, the Ramp Buggy. I made it chrome because it looks pretty sweet. This is actually my own personal Ramp Buggy. It's the only vehicle I own out of the list. Well, I own the other cars, but, a little different. I had help from a friend to get me spawned in. So here we are. Limo, boom. Insurgent, boom. And yeah, there you go. That's what I expected. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The best ramp vehicle by far, which I expected, as I said in the beginning of the video, is the Ramp Buggy. To show just how good the Ramp Buggy is at ramming vehicles off the road, let's drive into every single tank and show off just how good it is. So boom, 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 boom. Oh my god. Yeah, that is just insane. It's because... Oh, wait a sec. We're missing... Wait, Oh my god, okay. It turns out that the tanks did a lot more damage than I thought they were going to our ramp buggy. We're literally missing a wheel. Well then, ladies and gents, I did not think that was going to happen. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. This was really fun, and I'm not surprised that the ramp buggy did this well. I'm surprised it's missing a wheel, but yeah, in all seriousness, oh, I hit an EMP mine I must have dropped earlier. Either way, as you can see, this is the best of the ramping vehicles. Now, in order, if we were to rank them, very clearly, the ramp buggy is number 1. I would say number 2 is the Phantom Wedge, down to the very simple fact that the Phantom Wedge did do a better job than the Sasquatch. So in third place, I would put the Sasquatch. Didn't do a bad job at all. Actually, pretty good. Sasquatch was easily able to actually push the tank. In fact, I'm pretty sure, and I want to test this really quick before we end off the video. I'm pretty sure that if we ramped fast enough at the Rhino Tank with the Sasquatch, we could actually push it out of the way. I'm pretty sure. So let's see. Is there a Rhino Tank that's just like separated from the rest? You know what? This one right here will do. Full speed, go! And you know what? No, it does a good job pushing, just still not enough force to actually push it out of the way and continue driving. So yeah, Sasquatch is third place, and then after third, I would probably put actually the Scarab. I think that did a pretty decent job, all things considered. And then after fourth, we're going to do the Bruiser. Bruiser did okay. And then basically the rest all did bad. Just the worst in general is 100% the Speedo Custom. Everything else did bad, but the Speedo Custom was just awful. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I thought this was really fun, and yeah, if you'd like to see more like this in the future, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. If I missed any vehicles, I was thinking about using like the Vigilante, but I just don't see the Vigilante getting past the tank, so I don't, yeah. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!